Hello, everyone. My name is Wendy Myers of live to110.com. Today, I'm talking to Tyson James Lee, the Action Boss, and we're going to be exploring everyone's favorite topic, how to burn fat. And we will talk about supplements that impact many aspects of weight loss, fat burning, ketosis, sleep, and diet. Tyson James Lee has been training clients for over 7 years and has his bachelor's degree in sports medicine. TyFit, his company, is built on delivering the truth to the world about nutrition and fitness. The goal is to have a direct impact on the obesity epidemic in America. TyFit teaches weight loss, muscle gain, injury recovery, anti-aging, detox, and ultimate human performance. Tyson spends countless hours researching and trying the most effective ways to achieve your ultimate body of health. And his clients lose an average of 30 pounds in 8 to 12 weeks. And I've been a client myself. Tyson has overcome several career and life-threatening injuries, from a strep A blood infection that left him crippled to blowing out 3 discs in his back, and each time being forced to discover more effective ways to achieve peak performance without putting severe stress on the body. Due to his passion for helping the world, he has taken his life's knowledge online in hopes to have a greater impact that stretches across the globe. You can find him at theactionboss.com. Tyson, thank you so much for joining us on the summit.
Absolutely. How you doing, Wendy?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
It's nice to talk to you again. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, why don't you tell us about yourself and your mission?
All right. So, oh man, I kind of have this, this idea that I have gone through massive amounts of struggle and pain in my life, so that I could teach a lot of other people how to avoid it. So a little bit about me. I grew up in a small town I was born in LA, but then I moved to a small town. Grew up in a little tiny town called Chehalis, Washington. I started training clients about 7 years ago, and I got certified like anybody else out of a cert book, and I started working with clients, and the results were okay, but they just weren't there. And what really got me is I would do a 6-month follow-up with all of my clients, and when I would follow up, like literally 80 to 90% of everybody had gained all the weight back, and I was so frustrated, right? I felt like I was taking money. And so I quit training. I stopped and I dedicated myself to research. I actually moved back in with my father so I didn't have to pay rent. And literally for 10 to 12 hours a day, all I did was research material on the most effective ways to get clients good results. And, the fact is when we can deliver rapid results in the first week or 2 weeks of a program, it highly motivates the clients. And, when you're sitting there and you're working out, you're doing 2 or 3 weeks of a program and the weight isn't coming off, you start to second guess it, you start to question. So I really wanted to focus on those immediate results to get the clients a result. So what I really uncovered was exercise-induced human growth hormone release, a lot of information on detox, and a lot of stuff that really isn't mainstream. Intermittent fasting, it's becoming bigger, and how to change the primary fuel mix and become a fat burner. What we also dig deep into is the emotional connection to food, the associations that you have, and the psychology behind it. And this is how my clients get long-term success, right? Because we actually break and change the relationship and the beliefs that they have around food. And they really start to view it different, and they start to see food as fuel, and they start to see it as something that will support them. And that's what really delivers the long-term results. Because, Wendy, we have to change the way that we think to change our results. If we change our actions, but we're still thinking in the same manner, eventually those thoughts are going to come back to bite us in the ass.
Yeah, so the question of the hour is, how do people burn fat? What are your favorite subs for fat burning? We're going to go into all kinds of topics about how to burn fat, lifestyle stuff, sleep, exercise, detox, all that stuff. But just some, people want to start taking a basic supplement for fat loss. What are some of your favorites?
Okay. So I teach, we're going to probably go into this later, but I teach something called ketosis. So, I teach people how to become fat burners. So there are supplements that we use to keep people into ketosis. But the first thing that you would want to do is change the primary fuel mix. And there's a 2-week protocol that basically you remove all processed carbohydrates from your diet and you replace those calories with healthy fats. That's the easy version. It takes about 2 weeks to change the primary fuel mix, but once you change the primary fuel mix, there's a few products and supplements that you can do to speed this process up. And that would be basically once you become a fat burner, I would recommend that you get these little things called keto strips, and you start to pee on them, and they will tell you when you're in ketosis and when you're out. And what we have discovered with the clients is that, well, carbohydrates will pull you out of ketosis, but there is a way to counteract that. And so if you were to take bitter melon extract, it's an herb, it's a pill. If you were to take that prior to a heavy carb meal, it would bring you back into ketosis faster. For those of you who don't know what ketosis is, for now, we'll just call it fat burning. That's fat burning mode, right? So when you're in ketosis, you're burning fat. So we want to stay in that kind of a zone all the time. Now, if you take, like, let's say you were to eat 50 grams of carbs in the form of white rice or something like that, you may be pulled out of ketosis for 3 to 4 hours until you got back into ketosis. Well, by taking the bitter melon extract 15 to 20 minutes prior to that meal, you're going to cut the time that you're out of ketosis in half. So if it were to take 3 hours, it would be about 90 minutes to get back into ketosis, as little as an hour. And so that is highly, highly effective. The other thing is MCT oil. That could be called a food, which it is. There's calories in it, but I consider it a supplement. So medium chain triglyceride oil is what this stands for. Coconut oil is actually 66% medium chain triglyceride. So there's two types of these medium chain triglycerides. When you get the average MCT oil, you can buy it from Now Sports, Left Coast Performance, things like that. And it's a mix between C8 and C10. So without going too scientific on you, the C stands for carbon molecules. So the C8 would have 8 carbon molecules in the fatty chain, and the C10 would have 10 carbon molecules. Well, what we have discovered is that C8 oil, and you can get this by itself in the form of Mickey's 8 or keto MCT oil. It's pure C8 oil. It will actually override carbohydrates and keep you into ketosis. So I just had a client fly out here from LA. She left this morning and she was having trouble losing weight. So I told her to fly out here. We were going to figure it out and dial her in. And we started having her pee on the keto strips. Well, what we discovered, which we already knew, was that the bitter melon extract was bringing her back into ketosis faster after meals. And then also putting her on the C8 oil was bringing her immediately into ketosis. So basically, she would pee on a strip and she would be in trace ketosis, basically, which is just a hint of ketosis. She would take 2 shots of the C8 oil and put it in tea, and she would drink that, and then her next time she went to the bathroom, she'd pee on the strip, and she would be in deep ketosis, right? Meaning that she would be in deep fat burning mode, which is amazing to burn fat. So pure C8 oil is highly effective, and what you get to understand about pure C8 oil is it will actually override carbohydrates. So let's say normally 25 grams of carbs will pull you out of ketosis. Well, if you do a shot or 2 of C8 oil, with those carbs, it will actually keep you in ketosis, which is fat burning mode.
Well, that's amazing. Is there a brand that you can recommend to the listeners that you like?
Yeah, the brand that I use for the bitter melon extract is called MPX 100.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And what about the MCT oil?
Yes, so Mickey's 8 and Keto MCT are the pure C8 oil versions. It is about twice as much as regular. So usually a 32-ounce bottle of MCT oil is about $20, and the ones that we're discussing, the Keto MCT and the Mickey's 8, are about $40. Highly worth it, and it's just brain fuel. The entrepreneurs I work with love it because it just lights them up in the morning. And so it's highly effective. And if you are trying to stay in ketosis, what I would recommend is that you put 2 tablespoons of that C8 oil in your coffee in the morning. Blend it up, bulletproof coffee. I'm sure a lot of people are aware of that by now. And then also a bulletproof drink at night. So you would do 1 to 2 tablespoons of pure C8 oil mixed with tea, and that would keep you in fat burning mode as you slept.
And so for anyone that's not aware of what MCT oil is, that's derived from coconut, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's all natural, but processed, but it works really, really well. So are there any other products on the market that you really like for weight loss, or anything maybe you would recommend people avoiding for weight loss?
Yeah, well, the thing is when we depend heavily on supplements, when those supplements are removed, if we don't know how to lose weight, so I try to educate people to actually do that. So this is kind of funny, and we've been working at this. So if you have visceral fat, right? So like we typically collect fat in two areas, either our ass or our stomach, right? And you see all these things on TV, like the ab wheels and this and that, and all these different things. And this is a product, not a supplement, but you out of all these things, it was about 3 or 4 years ago, we saw these ab belt commercials, right? And people were just, get ripped by wearing the ab belt. Now, you're not going to look like the guy on the commercial if you wear the ab belt and do nothing else, but what it's going to do is it's actually going to shock some of that fat and turn it into brown fat. So when we collect fat in a certain area, we collect a large amount of white fat, right? And white fat cannot be utilized for energy. We must convert that white fat into brown fat. And the ab belt actually helps that. So if you are collecting area or fat in the stomach area, wearing an ab belt for 20 to 30 minutes a day is actually going to help you. You are not going to get an 8-pack by just wearing the ab belt, but it will actually shock the muscles. It will, help convert some of the fat. And the other thing you can do is cold showers as well. There's a lot of great products out there, and there's a lot of stuff to avoid. The stuff that I would avoid are the kits by these MLM companies like Beachbody. There's a ton of them out there. Thrive, all these different things. When those products go away, what are you going to do? And most of them are full of toxic chemicals. And people, I think it's a really people assume that if you look like me or you're lean then you're healthy, and that's just not the case. So the things that I would avoid are like the plexus and like these kits that will get you to lose weight, because you're going to be investing for the rest of your life if you don't learn how to lose weight on your own. Garcinia cambogia has had some effects, but what you guys get to understand about these weight loss supplements is these are simply tools to assist you. They're not going to get the job done by themselves. The way that you're going to lose fat is by changing your life, by changing your diet, by changing the way that you exercise and becoming conscious of what you're doing. Adding in these supplements can be effective. Garcinia cambogia is great. Matcha tea is amazing. Things like that. Green coffee is amazing to speed the metabolism up. I also recommend to some people that they take modafinil, which is a smart drug. And that boosts the metabolism a little bit and gets people fired up. Coffee itself it will speed up the metabolism. There are a lot of things that you can do. The things that I would really avoid, though, are those packages and kits.
Okay, great. Yeah, and fat burning is definitely help with supplements, but we all need to employ lifestyle changes as well, of course, if you want to have long-term effects for fat loss. So what are the most effective exercises for fat loss that you employ with your clients?
Okay, so we've actually got a couple. This is exciting. We got some new stuff that we've been doing, and you tell I love what I do. So the best exercises, right? Well, your happiness and your weight and in the way that you operate, and hey, if you're overweight, underweight, it's all hormone related. The hormones are like the mechanisms and the controls of our entire body, right? And so we need to figure out how to regulate these hormones and really give us the hormone profile of a lean, healthy person, or the hormone profile of a young, healthy person. And if we carry that hormone profile, even if we're 50 years old, we're going to feel the way our hormones tell us that we're going to feel. So for this reason, I teach exercise-induced human growth hormone release. We have found out how to mimic the same HGH injections that celebrities have been getting for $1,600 to $1,800 a pop with 20 minutes of exercise 3 times a week. And so all high intensity boosts GH levels, but high intensity in the form of a specific sprint program actually mimics these injections. So you can go to www.theactionboss.com and get the free sprint protocol. But basically, it's 30 seconds of full out intensity. And I mean full fucking intensity, Wendy. Like a lion in the jungle is chasing. Like people, like that's how I give the visual image. Run like a lion is chasing you. Run like you're running from the cops. Run like you're running for your life. And it's 30 seconds of full out intensity. You can do it on an exercise bike. You can swim laps in a pool. You can do it on an elliptical. And if you're in good condition, if you're lean and already athletic, you can do sprints in a field or on a track, which is the most effective way. And so it'll be 30 seconds on, 90 seconds off. Start with 4 rounds, so it's only a 10-minute workout at first. Build all the way up to 8. There is shown to be no more additional effects after 8. That pretty much maxes out the protocol. 2 supplements that you can take are L-glutamine and L-arginine, 30 minutes before your sprints, because your glutamine levels directly affect your pituitary gland's ability to secrete HGH. And so when we do high intensity, our glutamine levels drop. So the key is to take some glutamine before you do your sprint. So as you're depleting your glutamine levels, that supplement kicks in and raises your glutamine levels, and then you're able to produce the amount of HGH that you want out of your pituitary gland. Here's the cool part. When you start this, the average human holds 0.5 to 1 gram of HGH in the backstore of their pituitary gland. But it's like breast milk, Wendy. If mothers continue to breastfeed, they continue to produce breast milk. If they stop, the breast milk dries up. Well, if we stop moving like we're young and we stop sprinting and doing this high intensity, we actually start to deplete our backstore of HGH because we're not producing it. So we have the capacity as human beings to hold up to 10 grams. So the sprint program is actually 10 times more effective at full progression after you've done it for 8 weeks than it is when you start. So the benefits just keep increasing, increasing, and increasing.
Do you also use carnitine when you're working with your clients?
Not specifically, but what we do use is a supplement called Perfect Amino XP, and it is 8 essential amino acids. So if you've been an athlete or, a lot of other conditions too, but if you've been an athlete your whole life, most likely you're deficient in 1 or more EAAs, which are essential amino acids. Now, essential amino acids are the building blocks of the body. So, for instance, your HDL and LDL cholesterol carriers are just protein carriers made of essential amino acids. If you have a cholesterol problem, we can actually dig deep enough to bring this back to an EAA problem, an deficiency in EAA. Insulin is 68 different essential amino acids stacked on top of each other. So I have used this protocol to help people with acid reflux, adrenal fatigue, things like this. One of the top 5 supplements I recommend, Perfect Amino XP by Body Health. It is remarkable. It takes about 90 days if you are deficient in 1 or more essential amino acids to repair that profile. There is a test that you can get called an ion panel test, ION. Over 90% of the people that get tested are found to be deficient in 1 or more essential amino acids. So if you're deficient in 1 or more essential amino acids, you're effectively missing one of the building blocks to create new tissue in the body to reproduce things. It's remarkable. I've actually used just this supplement to help people become symptom-free from MS.
Wow. Yeah, and I like that you brought that up, that people are deficient in amino acids, because I find this with my client population as well. People aren't absorbing amino acids because of gut issues, but also because of toxins like arsenic, aluminum, tin, and thallium.
Yes.
Reduce the body's energy production. It takes a lot of energy to absorb amino acids in the gut. So it's not surprising, because people have these toxins, that they are not able to absorb amino acids. So that leads us to detox. Are you finding that detoxification helps with weight loss? And are there any supplements that you like to use with your clients to aid detox?
Absolutely. So, let's see here. Absolutely, Wendy. So, it is true that the average client, we have about an 80% success rate, and what we call success here at TyFit is 30 pounds of fat lost in age 12 weeks. I don't care if you lost 28 in 30 weeks, we don't count that as success. That's our success mark, is 30 pounds. Has everybody done that? No. But what we have found is, I had a client recently, and she had a good amount of weight to lose. She was about 60 pounds overweight, about 5'6", started at about 230 pounds. She was not losing weight, but she's like, Tyson, I'm okay. I feel amazing. This is amazing, everything. And digging through her past, it was apparent that she was probably highly metal toxic. So what we basically did was we started to detox her. She started to do consistent infrared saunas. Now, we've been documenting everything, right? And so we removed the glutathione, and she stopped losing weight. We added the glutathione, and she continued to lose 3 pounds a week. So she lost 10 pounds in her first 90 days. She's lost 8 pounds in the last 3 weeks. It is remarkable. Really quickly, though, you did ask about the exercise, and I wanted to come back to that for just a moment.
Yeah.
The other thing that we're discovering, and this is what is also helping this woman lose the weight, is called frequency training. So we all plateau through certain programs. Typically, my clients lose a ton of initial weight, and in between week 3 and 4 is when they don't see much change, and then it picks up again. And it's really, really interesting, and we've been trying to figure out exactly why this is. So after about week 6 of the program, for the next 6 weeks, if they have the freedom, what we're doing is called frequency training. So it's funny because I study movement. Us as humans, we don't move at all, and then we go to the gym for what, an hour, 90 minutes, and that's when we move. Don't you think it's kind of funny though? Like we just kind of stop moving. We got to go to this special place to move. Your metabolism is the slowest when you wake up. Why? Because you have been sedentary for 6 to 8 to 10 hours, however long you sleep. You have not been moving. Your metabolism has slowed down. Each time that we move, our metabolism speeds up. Right? The longer you sit on the couch, the slower your metabolism gets. For this reason, I work at home. Every single 90 minutes, I have a time. It just went off. Every 90 minutes, I got a timer that goes off. It just went off, so I'll have to do it when I'm done. No, it seriously did.
How ironic that just went off right when you're talking about it.
I do this myself, people. I do this myself. And so when I'm cutting fat 2 or 3 days a week, I won't go to the gym. But what I will do is I will take that 60 to 90 minutes and I will spread it out throughout the entire day to efficiently and effectively continue to speed my metabolism. So to do frequency training, some of the things that you want to get would be resistance bands. You can go get them at Walmart, the different size of resistance bands. Go get an at-home pull-up bar. Go get an ab wheel. Go get a 20-pound kettlebell. Go get a few dumbbells, just a little bit of a jump rope, right? And so it doesn't always have to be weightlifting. So let's say you wake up at 7 a.m. What I recommend on this frequency training protocol, I'll run you guys through it real quick. Wake up at 7 a.m., do 15 to 20 minutes of exercise, and this is the longest you're going to be exercising throughout the whole day. 15 to 20 minutes of exercise within 15 minutes of waking. The European Journal of Fitness did some remarkable research on basically early morning cardio, speeding the metabolism up longer and faster than any other time during the day. So by doing this, what you're doing is you're speeding up your metabolism right when you get up. You are also burning out. If you do fast, you're burning the remaining liver glycogen that you have stored so that you can get into ketosis and fat burning mode. So 90 minutes after you would be done with this, your timer would go off and you would do 10 minutes of exercise. So you could do a couple different things. You could do 10 minutes of burpees. That would be your first 90 minutes. So boom, then you're done. Go back to work. 90 minutes later, your timer goes off. I want you doing supersets of 25 squats to 25 push-ups to 25 squats to 25 push-ups. Do that for 7 to 10 minutes. Burn it out. Boom, you're done. 90 minutes later, do 5 minutes of the ab wheel and 10 minutes of jump roping. Or 5 minutes of jump roping. Boom, there you go. Done. 90 minutes hits again. Do 5 sets of 10 pull-ups with 60-second breaks. Keep your heart rate up. Cool. Then it happens again. 90 seconds. Run outside. Do a mile run, a quick mile run. 90 seconds goes by. Go outside, do a quick 3-minute warm up, and do 2 30-second sprint sessions. Boom, come back in, right? So you guys catch the trend here. We're working out throughout the day, broken up. This is the most effective way to burn fat. Then the 90 minutes hits again. You grab your resistance bands and you do some of this, you do some of this. Boom, the 90 minutes hits again. This is your last time for the day. You do 10 to 15 minutes of intervals at kettlebell swings. And what you're doing is you are jacking up your metabolism throughout the day, and you're not giving it a chance to slow down. This, without question, is the most effective way to lose fat. I would not recommend this for building muscle, and building muscle obviously speeds. We just implemented this about a month ago, Wendy. The success and the results we are seeing with are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. That's amazing. That sounds amazing. I know that's a habit I really want to employ myself, is just getting that heart rate up and exercising a little bit throughout the day. I think that's a fantastic idea. It gets your brain going, get you in a different state and get your juices flowing. And so let's talk about a detox. So let's get back to detox. What are the supplements that you like to detox?
Okay, well, it's really important to understand the basic principles of detox. Magnesium is one of the most important things for detox. If you're deficient in magnesium, your body's just not going to, you know that, it's going to have trouble detoxing. Magnesium malate from a company called Pure is something that I recommend. I was recommending Natural Calm, but based on the latest research, they've actually found a lot of arsenic in it. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Sad shit.
Yeah.
It is, but the best form of magnesium that you can use is magnesium oil by Ancient Minerals. And so I put this on the bottoms, the pads of my feet, because the pads of your feet have the biggest absorption pores in the body, morning and night. And then, like, when I wake up, I'll do my early morning workout. I'll go run a mile, do something like that. And then I will come back, and before I hop in the shower, I will spray 40 sprays on my chest. I will rub it all in, and it's just amazing. And so that is one of the first things that you want to do. Wendy, you know as well as I did, I remember calling Wendy. I called Wendy about 5 months ago, and I was freaking the fuck out. I was paranoid. I live in the safest place in the world, by the way. I don't even ever lock my doors. There's been like one murder in my town in the last 5 years. I live in Northwest Arkansas. They don't even sell alcohol on Sundays. It's like the safest place I've ever been in my life. I was paranoid. I was looking out the window, and I thought, okay, I finally fucking lost it. I was like, it happened. I knew it was coming. Like, I fucking finally lost my marbles. What I had done, and you had told me what to do, and I had not followed your recommendations, so I got a dose. Wendy's like, add one supplement a week, 1 to 2 supplements a week, so we know if anything is, I just got the whole 15 supplement protocol, and I'm just popping pills like fucking candy. Let's detox this shit.
Yeah.
I went nuts. And the reason I went nuts is because I didn't load my body with binders. So the most important thing to realize is that you must load the body with binders before you start to add supplements in that are going to detox your body and your brain. So the binders that I use are IMD Microsilica by Quicksilver Scientific. I use BioPure by BioPure by Zeopure, and Green Clay by Zeopure, or Green Clay by BioPure. And then also, I'm losing the name of it. It is the pectin that I got from you. Those are the 4 different binders that I use, along with activated charcoal. But activated charcoal isn't as powerful. So you want to load the body with binders for 2 weeks, meaning that you're taking these, and what that's going to do is when you're extracting the heavy metals from the brain and the body, the binders are going to collect those, and basically you'll excrete them next time you go to the bathroom. If not, you'll just remove them from one place of the body and they'll go to another. And so it's very, very important to load the body with binders. Once we have loaded the body with binders, what I recommend is adding 1 new additional supplement a week. Now, based on the type of metal toxicity you have, the supplements will change. The protocol that I use is BioSil in the morning. I put it in a little bit of lemon juice. I use cilantro oil. That is highly effective for detox. Let's see. Melatonin, liposomal melatonin by Da Vinci is highly important. Obviously, and then as well, marijuana increases melatonin production by 3,000%. So I'm not a big fan of being a stoner and smoking weed all day. I'm a huge fan, we'll get into that with sleep, but huge fan of weed for sleep and detox. So it's remarkable. Then what I use is arlopolic acid, liposomal arlopolic acid with vitamin C. That starts to remove it. It doesn't really matter the order that you do these in. What's very important is to understand that you can only put in a couple a week. There's a couple different things that you can take to methylate the body. I like MSM. That's what I like to use to methylate the body. And you must, if you're an undermethylator, you're going to have a tough time detoxing. And we can go into the MTFR mutation, but that's a story for another day. So you just continue to build this detox protocol, and once it takes about 90 days to build it full out. Glutathione. That's the supplement that we were talking about that basically my client removed, and she stopped losing weight. She added it back in. She continued to lose weight. Glutathione is the most powerful antioxidant that the body produces. we can actually get this in liposomal form. And almost, if you're deficient in glutathione, a host of problems will go down. Read this remarkable study, Wendy. Back when we had the terrorist attacks of 9/11, God bless those firefighters and police officers that died saving the lives of thousands of people. There was a group of firefighters that got a lot of smoke inhalation. They didn't actually die in the terrorist attack. They were taken to the hospital, and within 48 to 72 hours, they all passed away. When they did the autopsies on these men, they found one thing in common. They were all completely depleted in glutathione, meaning that if we were to actually administer them liposomal glutathione, it would have saved their lives. Mm-hmm. That's how powerful and important glutathione is. So that's just kind of a brief, overview of the detox. There are a lot of different things that can detox the body. The most important thing is magnesium. Load the body for 2 weeks while you're loading the body with binders. Then you can start to add supplements that will extract heavy metals from your body and your brain.
Yeah, and that binder you were talking about, the pectin, I love Pectisol C. That's an amazing, it's not vitamin C or anything, it's just modified citrus pectin, amazing at absorbing. What's the liposomal glutathione that you like, the brand?
Quicksilver Scientific.
Okay, great. Yeah, they're fantastic. And so let's talk about sleep. Sleep is one of the single most important factors in weight loss. So it's kind of hard to believe you have to sleep to lose weight. So what are your favorite...
Gotta eat too. Weird.
Yes, I know, strange. So what are your favorite sleep supporting supplements, and can you explain how sleep quality impacts weight loss?
Yeah. So first thing that you want to do is go get an app on your phone called Sleep Cycle. Run you through it. It will track your sleep, and then you'll be able to know for sure, if you're sleeping or not. There's light sleep and deep sleep, and the deep sleep that I'm referring to is REM. It stands for rapid eye movement sleep. So we've done a lot of studies on this and stuff like this. So basically, what's important to realize is that, let's say you got 6 hours of sleep, okay? And 2.5 was rapid eye movement sleep. And the other 4.5 or 3.5, what was a light sleep. Well, you wake up, you feel kind of groggy. Well, let's say on another night you got 5 hours of sleep, but 4 of those hours were REM. You would actually wake up more rested, more rejuvenated, with better sleep. So, then with the 6 hours versus the 5 hours with the more REM. So what that basically tells us is that it's not all just the quantity of sleep, but the quality of sleep. Right? And so we have been tracking clients' sleep now for about 6 months, and we have found some really remarkable discoveries. And, the way that I operate is I really like to use my clients, and I obviously ask them first as test subjects. I'm like, hey, I'm a little unclear if this will work, but you want to give it a go. I really think it will benefit you. And we document and track everything, Wendy, and so we can make new discoveries in this industry, right? And actually make new breakthroughs where people can have a massive amount of success. So, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, with sleep, when it comes to sleep.
Yeah, sleep. Yeah, I know. So, yes, so there are things that you can do for sleep. We talked about cannabis, marijuana. There's indica and sativa. Indica is kind of the nighttime weed. It's the stuff that makes you want to sit around, watch movies, and eat popcorn. But it produces 3,000% more melatonin, which is obviously going to help you sleep. I do smoke weed only in the evenings and only a minimal amount because it's too much, and I wake up groggy the next morning, but I sleep like a baby.
I think people discount medical marijuana, but it's a proven very effective medicine, especially for people that have trouble sleeping or have pain or inflammation and things like that. It's really amazing.
Oh, it absolutely is. The other things that we would recommend for sleep, well, it's not a supplement, but meditation. If you don't meditate, that's how I go to sleep. I meditate till I pass out. But melatonin is also great. I'm also going to recommend Melatonin by Da Vinci, which you can get on Amazon for like $10 to $15. Because it's liposomal. Liposomal is up to 10 times more absorbable than regular melatonin, and it helps detox better. Melatonin would be a very healthy thing. Get rid of the blue light screens. There's apps that you can get. I can't remember the name of it. But basically, anytime you're looking at a bright screen, your iPhone, the TV, LED, things like that, it's stripping melatonin from the brain. So you really want to avoid looking at screens for 2 to 3 hours prior to bed. That's one thing that you can do. 5-HTP is remarkable. There is a supplement by Onnit, I believe it's Onnit, called New Mood, which is like a blend of 5-HTP, GABA, and a couple other things. Phenylated GABA, GABA, however you want to pronounce it. I use liposomal GABA by Quicksilver Scientific. It's the best that I've ever found. There's also a mix of GABA, theanine, so L-theanine is also really good, and 5-HTP. It's called Pure Absorb. It's a remarkable product, and it's liposomal. It's a combination of all three of these. I take a double dose of this, 30 minutes prior to bed, and it induces REM. So it induces rapid eye movement sleep. The other thing, I actually got this from you, by the way. Give credit where credit is due. This is the only synthetic product that I recommend in my supplements, but the benefits far exceed the negative effects. And we haven't really found a lot of negative effects. It's called MK677. I get it by Progen Peptides, I believe it's called. But it's a remarkable thing. There's a lot of different brands out there. The liquid is obviously going to be much, much better. And it tastes rancid. But you would get this MK677. If you guys go subscribe to their newsletter, I mean, I don't know if they're hurting in business or whatever, but like I get an email every week for like 60% off. It's amazing. Like I never pay full price for this stuff. And it's $100 a bottle. So subscribe to their newsletter. They'll send you discount stuff. But you take this MK677, and this is really cool. And this is something you probably don't know about it. So we've been tracking client sleep before the MK677 and after. We have clients that were averaging like 72 to 74% sleep quality. Within the first 2 nights of taking MK677, it jumped up to 97% sleep quality. Mm-hmm. So it is highly fucking effective.
Yeah. So what happens to people when they don't get enough sleep and they're trying to lose weight? What effects happen in the body when people don't sleep enough?
Well, I think the big one for this podcast would be it slows down the metabolism, right? And so if you get 3 to 4 hours of sleep and your body isn't fully recovered, fully rejuvenated, it's going to have to run on less, right? So it's just like, the way that I like to describe it is, you guys know when your iPhones get down below 20%, right? And it gives you the option for low power mode, right? And then your little bar goes from green or red and it turns to yellow. You guys know what I'm talking about, right, Wendy? Mm-hmm. The low power mode. That's what happens to your body. You go into low power mode. And when you go into low power mode, your body is working overtime to actually run off less fuel. Right? So it slows your metabolism down, and your brain works slower, your body works slower, you do not function. If you're not getting proper sleep, I don't even recommend that you do intense physical exercise. Your body just can't handle it, and you're going to release a lot of cortisol, which is a stress hormone, which is going to slow down your metabolism. So that is the recommendation.
And people have poor blood sugar control when they don't get a good night's sleep too, correct? They actually have the blood sugar control of a type 2 diabetic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so let's talk about what is the best thing you can do with your diet to burn more fat? What are the the best fats to burn fat?
Okay. So the best thing that you can do with your diet is, like we discussed in the beginning of the call, is changing the primary fuel mix. Changing the primary fuel mix takes 10 to 14 days. It can take longer depending on the individual, but that's about standard and average. You're going to want to strip the diet bare bones, remove all processed carbohydrates. The question that I ask myself when I'm doing this is, was it around 1,000 years ago? If the answer is no, you don't eat it. You eliminate fruits as well. So basically, it's just meat, tons of veggies, and healthy fats. The 4 types of fats that are very efficiently burned in the body are MCT oil. Remember, C8 oil is what we want to stick with. Second one will be grass-fed butter or ghee. Has a lot of lauric acid. We'll go into the benefits of that later if we have time. The third would be avocado oil. And the fourth would be coconut oil, which is 66% medium chain triglyceride. Now, I know a lot of you health nuts are like, well, what about olive oil? I thought olive oil was healthy. Well, cooked at over 300 degrees, it turns into a type 1 carcinogen. It's got a very, very poor ratio of omega-3s to 6s, right? Which, if you consume a lot of it, will create inflammation in the body. Olive oil is okay to eat, just not in high amounts, and I wouldn't recommend cooking with it, only putting it on salads or using it as an oil to flavor your meat after it is cooked.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
So, yeah, so you basically do this for 2 weeks. What's going to happen is you're going to actually hit a wall in between 10 and 14 days where you feel like shit. You're going to question what we're talking about. Then you bounce back. You feel amazing. Then you're a fat burner. Once you're a fat burner, you can open the diet back a little bit. But basically, from a diet standpoint, the best way to lose fat is to intermittent fast. I only eat 2 meals a day, and I'm obviously not starved for muscle. I have a 6 to an 8 hour eating window where I can consume as many calories as I want in between that window, and I fast the other 16 to 18 hours out of the day.
Right. And so this obviously helps to induce human growth hormone. And one of your specialties is helping clients to maximize human growth hormone. How does human growth hormone impact fat loss?
Okay. So, well, it impacts it a lot. So it pretty much eats fat. But our HGH levels, this is why your metabolism is so fast when you're young. So when you're 18 and 19, you got a shitload of human growth hormone coursing through your body. And that's why you could eat whatever you want in high school and not gain a pound, right? But as we age, we start to decline in this. We actually hit a phase of aging called somopause around the age of 30, which is the high decline, the rapid decline of HGH, where wrinkles set in, things like this. And that's when we start to pack on the weight. So human growth hormone plays a remarkable role in burning fat as well as packing on muscle. As it declines, we are less able to burn fat and build muscle.
Yes. Yeah. And so a lot of people, they start losing weight, they hit plateaus and become very, very frustrated and discouraged and then give up. So what can people do to overcome weight loss plateaus?
Well, the frequency training, it really is. Mm-hmm. So the frequency training is the most effective thing that we could do it. And you guys, you can Google this and you can look at this information for yourself. But where a lot of people struggle, and when you hit a plateau, you need to start using the 6 inches between your ears as well. You need to start, a lot of people have emotional blocks. They're coming out with new research all the time that basically show that people that listen to weight loss affirmations have a higher success rate than people that don't, okay? So affirmations would be like recording your voice on your iPhone. I am losing weight every day. Everything I stick in my body is serving me, and I am dropping weight every day. I am a fat burning machine. I have the metabolism of 5 men. Everything that I put in my body supports me. So it may sound kind of foolish, but the thing is like, hey, you want to hear something cool? Like this is how, and when I got my CEO of my company out here right now, Robert, and he's like, are you okay? Like knocking on the shower door. So I'm in the shower, and this is what I do in the shower. I scream at the top of my lungs. So I'm like, I am enough. 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 I'm fucking unstoppable. I'm fucking unstoppable. I'm fucking unstoppable. I'm fucking unstoppable. You know what? When I get out of that fucking shower, I wake up and I get out into my front room and I fucking produce all day long because I'm speaking it into my life first thing in the morning. Do mirror exercises. Tell yourself how wonderful you are. Tell yourself how beautiful you are. Tell yourself how fucking capable you are every single day, and watch what happens. I program this shit so into my head, I have no other choice but to be fucking unstoppable.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend that she used to write the word yes over and over and over and over in her notebook. I thought she was totally nuts. But she's like a really positive person, and she's no, it's not in her vocabulary. It's everything is yes, 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 I can do it. So what are your top 5 tips or tricks to burn fat that most people wouldn't know about?
Okay. Let me pull out the old TyFit notebook here. All right. And we'll go in here. Infrared saunas. Infrared saunas have been shown to burn up to 600 calories in 30 minutes. There is no sprint program. There is no fucking exercise on planet Earth that you can do that'll burn 600 calories. For instance, I went on a 10-mile hike the other day. And I think I burned 1,200 calories in a 10-mile hike all day, right? So that's like, you can burn half that with a 30-minute sauna session. Basically, here, I'm going to pull up the notes here. And Yeah, so saunas basically can promote muscle growth and fat loss by improving insulin sensitivity and decreasing muscle protein catabolism. Intermittent hyperthermia, which is heat treatment, has been shown to reduce insulin resistance in obese mice. And in this case, insulin resistance diabetic mice were subjected to 30 minutes of heat treatment 3 times a week for 12 weeks. The results were 31% decrease in insulin levels and a reduction of blood glucose levels, which will help you burn fat. Okay, both of which can contribute to the increase in muscle growth and an increase in weight control and fat loss. It has also been shown that a 30-minute intermittent hyperthermic treatment can cause a significant expression of something called heat shock proteins, okay, in the muscles, which correlate to 30% more muscle growth after a week of immobilization. In other words, if you don't exercise but you still do the sauna, you keep all your fucking muscles.
Oh, yes.
That's how to build companies and stay fit.
Yeah, that I love my infrared sauna. I use one a few times a week. I've been doing it for years. I use a SaunaSpace sauna at saunaspace.com. It's a near infrared sauna, which I think is one of the, the best saunas on the market. I absolutely love it, and but any kind of sauna is great. Far infrared sauna.
Yeah, what do you think about the clear light? That's what I'm looking into. I don't have one. I currently have like a $600 portable unit that I bring out.
Those are great. I love the clear light.
Lights are great.
Those are great saunas. Any kind of sauna is great. Far infrared or near infrared is fine. Not the one at your gym. That's a sauna, but not an infrared sauna. So the benefits we're talking about here is with an infrared rays.
They're 7 times more effective for detox as well.
Yeah.
So what else you can do in conjunction with the infrared sauna is you can take high dose niacin, 500 to 1,000 milligrams of niacin. Now this is uncomfortable, but like how committed are you to getting to your goals? Really cool. I had a client that was struggling to lose weight. Once she started to implement this one tip, she started to lose an additional 3 pounds a week. Like this one tip. So high dose niacin. I use a brand, I think it's by Thorne, called NiaSafe. And it's a great brand. If you are not used to niacin, 500 milligrams, and you can build all the way up to 1,000. Niacin creates a flushing, like a red flushing in the skin. You take this 20 to 30 minutes before a sauna, you start flushing, you get in the sauna, do 30 minutes. This fucking lyses fat, Wendy. Like literally, fat does not stand a chance. It will burn massive amounts of fat in your body. If you want to upgrade your game, once you get out of the infrared sauna, go take a 5-minute cold shower, or go, if you live by the lake, go jump in the lake. If you live by the ocean, go jump in the ocean. Submerge your body into cold water for 5 minutes after the sauna, and this increases the rate of fat which you burn. So that is one of the amazing tips to burn fat. Also, a fasted fat loss session. So 12 hours after you have been fasting, you have depleted your liver glycogen. It takes 12 hours to deplete your liver glycogen without exercise. Once you are in this fat burning zone, you want to do steady state cardio, which is just like, enough to keep your heart rate up, but not enough to kill you. And you do this for 20 to 25 minutes in a fasted state, you will burn nothing but fat. So I don't teach a lot of cardio, and the reason cardio isn't affected if you do have liver glycogen is it will take 25 minutes to even dig into your adipose tissue to start burning fat.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
So it is absolutely remarkable. So that's number 1. And number 2, let's go ahead and talk about number 3, which is keeping yourself extremely insulin sensitive and your blood sugar low, which the sauna will help with that. We talked about that. There's also 4 other ways that I do that. One would be 2 teaspoons of Ceylon cinnamon. You can do that in the morning in your coffee. Ceylon cinnamon is much more effective than regular cinnamon. Regular cinnamon has an active ingredient called curcumin. It's like COURMIN or something like that. But basically, it's a blood thinning agent. There's 1,200 times more of this blood thinning agent in regular cinnamon than in Ceylon cinnamon. Taking it over a period of time or taking it in high doses will actually start to shut down the liver and the kidneys. If you're using cinnamon, please use Ceylon cinnamon. It's going to benefit you. The other thing is you can take a full shot of apple cider vinegar before your biggest meal of the day, which is typically dinner. And that is going to upregulate sugar transport, or it's going to keep you extremely insulin sensitive and your blood sugar low. The bitter melon extract 20 to 30 minutes before that meal is going to help as well. Basically, you also, to keep yourself extremely insulin sensitive and your blood sugar low, you want to upregulate sugar transporters, which again would be sprints or, heavy lifting, like 5 sets of 5 before, like 20 minutes of working out before you eat that large meal. That's going to upregulate sugar transporters, which is going to keep you insulin sensitive and your blood sugar low. Frequency, that frequency training is in the top 5. That's a very, very good tip and a trick to do that. Quality of sleep is very, very important. If you guys have long commutes, this is the last one I'll give you. If you guys got long commutes, this is super, super effective. Use your car or your office as a gym. You can get a couple things. One is called a power lung, and a power lung is kind of like it's something you breathe into, which helps your cardiovascular system, your aerobic and your anaerobic system. So it'd be like 3 breaths, and you can just keep this little thing in your car. So you're actually increasing your heart rate and you're getting a workout while you're driving in the car. The other thing to do would be while you're doing this would be to get a TENS unit. Okay. The best TENS unit I've ever used is Mark Pro, because it actually grabs slow twitch to fast twitch to super fast twitch muscle fibers. It grabs them in sections, which improves recovery. It can cut recovery in half, basically. But you can get a normal TENS unit on Amazon for about $40. You would get this TENS unit on Amazon, which is like, if you've ever done physical therapy, it's electrical impulses. Stick this on your hamstrings, your quads, or your calves while you're driving. You get the one that has 4 pads. You can stick it on each leg, turn it up, and it starts to deliver electrical impulses, which will speed up the metabolism. It will help you burn fat, but it's also remarkable for brain stimulation while you're just sitting in the car. The other thing, which you wouldn't think has that much effect, but the research that's coming out on it is remarkable, is hand grippers, right? You guys ever seen the hand grippers? Get one and keep it in your office or keep it in your car. The hand grippers are remarkable. And they've actually been shown to increase HGH and testosterone release with a slight spike in heart rate. So those things, now, if you do only this, you're not going to drop 30 pounds in a month, but these are the little tips and tricks that you can do while you're commuting or while you're in the office or while you're sitting down, and it's super effective. Also, doing 250 squats, 5 sets of 50 before a meal, is what that's going to do is it's going to give you enhanced absorption for your food. So this is why we take whey protein after we're done working out. Usually your body wouldn't be able to absorb 25 to 40 grams of protein, but it can after working out because we have enhanced absorption for 30 to 45 minutes after. You would create this enhanced absorption through the squats, eat your meal. More of that would be converted for energy, less of it would be converted to fat.
Well, Tyson, thank you so much for joining us on the summit. Please tell the listeners where they can learn more about you and how they can work with you if they want to burn their fat.
Yeah, you guys can, there's a couple different ways. Follow me on the Instagram at the Action Boss. We're doing a lot on Instagram now. You can also follow me on Facebook. I am the only Tyson James Lee out there. You search Tyson James Lee, I will come up. You can search for fitness groups. There's a fitness group called Thai Fit Elite Fitness. This is a free fitness group that I run to the public. We do a live training each week on fat loss, injury recovery, anything like that. And we want a lot of feedback from you guys so that we can deliver the value that we want. I have people in that group, Wendy, that have messaged me and been like, dude, off your advice and videos, I've lost 30 pounds in the last 3 months. Thank you. Never paid me, never worked with them, never talked to them. Mm-hmm. So it's obviously working. That would be amazing. You can also download the free sprint protocol at www.theactionboss.com. And, if you are interested in eventually working with me or something, those are the platforms where you can get a lot of information on me and reach out to me personally. And if you have what it takes, we may just accept you as a client.
Everyone, thank you for listening to another bonus talk on the Medicinal Supplement Summit. 2 out of 3 of the U.S. population is overweight, contributing to so many health conditions, and we absolutely need natural solutions to these big problems that take lives every single day. And it's important to learn these tips that Tyson has given us today to burn fat, to live a long, healthy life. And these need to be practiced on a regular basis for life, not just until you reach your goal weight. And if you enjoyed this talk, please enjoy 36 more talks by the experts on the Medicinal Supplement Summit. You can purchase it and listen to it at your leisure. We discuss every aspect of supplementation, how to take supplements properly, what ingredients to avoid, the best testing to customize supplements to your body, and so much more. It's all covered on the Medicinal Supplement Summit. You can check it out at medsupsummit.com. This is Wendy Myers, and my hope is that you experience the health that you deserve. And that all begins with taking the right supplements for you.